Alright, so besides the logo that looks almost like Intis, what else do we know about Claude?
I see people on Instagram about it, about how it's better than ChatGPT in terms of results in all manners, but I haven't really come around using it because I only heard about it quite recently. I would say I've been hearing about it a lot in the last 2 weeks, especially lately on my For You page on Instagram. So yeah, I never got around using it.
Anyone else? I also had Claude coming up on my TikTok, on my Instagram, pretty much everywhere. At work, people are using it. And I decided 2 months ago to dig into it. So the thing I learned is that not every job needs ChatGPT. And what Claude can do better is this. ChatGPT is good as it is, and it's a chat read friend. You cannot use Claude for this. So what can we use Claude for that we cannot use ChatGPT for? And what can we use ChatGPT for that Claude is not good at? This is the list. ChatGPT in this column, and this is Claude. ChatGPT is strong when it comes to creativity. It's if you understand it once, you will not forget it. ChatGPT it's a chat. It's chat. You cannot get with Claude. You cannot have back and forth with Claude as much as GPT. And from GPT is a generative AI. So if it doesn't know what else to do, it will go on blabbering and yapping back at you because it's a creative agent. It comes for creativity, for content. It's better than Claude. So Claude is good, but ChatGPT is way better. And you go on non-stop. If you don't say, give me a reference, it will start from college, and before the chat ends, it will end up in the passage. So ChatGPT is good for that. Structuring a thesis or report, Claude is way better. So if you're working on a project or a thesis or a marketing strategy or a project that you want to structure into something that you can come back to, Claude is way better at that. One of the strong suits of Claude is that it does not forget the context. ChatGPT can easily go out of context and end up somewhere else. It's like a makcik or an auntie that starts from here, and it like before the conversation is like, hey, what were we talking about? That's ChatGPT for you. Claude has a stronger structure, so it continues to go back. It brings you back to the structure. So for a thesis, report, or a project, Claude is better. Critical thinking and analysis, ChatGPT is good. Claude is way better. It's critical, it's thinking, it's not imaginative, it's not into creativity, it's more about structure, everything is well-based. So if you are starting a new project, you start it in Claude, and then you take the content and the details, the writing and the wording into ChatGPT. It works better, so they complement each other. Image generation, Claude is horrible at it. It does not have an image generation in it. ChatGPT has DALL-E, which gives it moving. It's by OpenAI collaborating with this image generating engine, and it's built into ChatGPT. So you have ChatGPT generate images, you can put them into your Claude. Something else is long documents reasoning. ChatGPT is limited. You upload a file to ChatGPT, it reasons in the first answer, and then it goes out of context later on. Claude keeps that. It understands. If you want to work on a legal case, for example, ChatGPT will probably end up wishy-washy in 2-3 hours. Claude can stick to it. Memory between chats, ChatGPT has it, and Claude has it better, especially for projects. The tone and conversation and casual, ChatGPT can be natural, it can be candid and friendly. Claude, not so much. The caveat here is that the long documents reasoning and the memory between chats is that Claude uses something called a token. These tokens are limited, so if you are using a free version and you exhaust your tokens, you will end up saying, come back after 5 hours. We will continue this chat. Even for the paid version, which I use for work, I'm very certain. I finished my colleague's ChatGPT, Claude, sorry. I finished it yesterday, and it usually stops me for 5 hours. I used it way too much. It said come back from Wednesday. It said come back on Friday, 10 a.m. So I was messaged in the work group yesterday to stop using Claude because apparently I finished it for 2-3 days. So it's better at reasoning and context. So it goes back to the beginning of the chat. It reads everything and it makes sure that everything is in context with the reason and the structure without missing any details. And what that does is that it uses those tokens. So the smart way to use it is to prompt it one prompt, and you give it all these items in that prompt. For example, I want you to create a proposal and the reasoning behind the proposal, and also a report, and also an email to go out with it. And you do all those 2 or 3 things in one prompt. Any question? So if you prompt it for one, it goes back to the beginning of the chat and it reads. ChatGPT, we are used to doing that. How about this? Like for your case earlier, Nishda, or make it more formal, or make it something about crunchy cookies. You can do that in ChatGPT. Claude doesn't afford you that kind of luxury of back and forth. Like, how about this? You go, it's like going to a formal office. Give me this, make a list, write it down. Okay, I'll come back to you tomorrow. I have everything ready. ChatGPT is like, how about this one? How about that? And it understands that because there's almost no limit to it. It keeps generating stuff. But if you want a good use of Claude, you give it 2 or 3 prompts in one go, and it will come out with it. And then you take it, upload it into ChatGPT, generate images for proposals and so on. And it does it very well. I got you this cute QR you can set. It goes to a Google Drive of one of the the best Claude professionals I found on YouTube when I was doing my research. He gives this prompt for free. I had to go through his Instagram community and subscribe to his newsletter to end up getting this. So this is the shortcut version for you guys. What I suggest for you to do is to download it, duplicate it, and make 2 copies of it. So one becomes your using copy, and the other one is the one you go back to every time you want to use it. So one is like a copy, and the other one is for the next one. What happens is that it has the structures that we learned earlier with ChatGPT with the prompt, but this is based on Claude itself by Anthropics, which is a company that developed Claude. This is how they tell you to instruct Claude in the best way possible. So you just copy, duplicate the file, fill in the gaps for a new project you're going to work on, and it will help you get the most out of it. Everyone managed to get it? I suggest naming it to something that you can easily find. So you can anchor it to today's workshop session in the AI workshop. So next time you go to Google Drive, you can find it with those keynotes. How can you get more out of Claude? I mentioned a few of these. Batch your comments. So instead of sending 5 messages, send 1. Do these 3 things. Give me an outline, intro, suggest 5 sources, and write 100 words abstract. You will do that in a batch. ChatGPT is not able to do that. You say, create an Instagram post and also a caption to go with the post. It gives you either or. It doesn't give you both. Claude can do that. The other thing, saving files directly. There is one shortcut. It's a shortcut to Claude's token. In order to not read the same file again and again, and it processes that file, what you do is you upload that file in a project. So you create a project, and I'll show you in a bit. Create a project, put the file as a source, and in that project, it uses that file without using the tokens again and again. So it doesn't go to the chat and read it. It has like a source. This project is this file. So for example, final year thesis or project, I upload this file, I customize it, upload it, and everything in this project is related to that. So it doesn't use the token so much. That's the save file directly function. ChatGPT also have this, but it doesn't matter so much because there's no limitation on it. Use it for critical thinking. If you want your lawyer friend that doesn't hallucinate and talk out of imagination, Claude is better. If you wanna chat and do content creation, it's better with GPT. What are the weaknesses in this argument? Playing devil's advocate on my brand strategy. This is probably something you can use. Playing devil advocate. Tell me what are my gaps that I can fill in, and it will be, trust me, it will not be friendly. It will be straight to the point, and you will take it and run it because it's good at that. Claude pushes back productively. If you see your AI pushing back too many times, you can always go back to the settings, put it as friendly, or tell it in the instructions, I want you to work with me as an assistant. I put that in my ChatGPT because sometimes it pushes back on different ideas. I don't want that. I want to execute my idea already with you or without you. I want you to be as my assistant, but give me an opinion at the end. So Claude is good at that, and you can instruct it to be as clear as that and give me an opinion at the end. Structure with Claude first. So build the structure of your project. It has everything that you need, and don't use it so much because you will finish the tokens. You have to use it 5 hours later. But batch everything into one go. Create it. Take the little image generation, captions, hashtags, and all that into ChatGPT. Download the file, put it there, and use it. So we have to. Claude in action. And check it. In your final year project, what is a gap you are trying to fill? Or what is something that you're working on right now that you haven't achieved? What are you going to do for it? How many weeks do you have for your final year project?
I mean, you're on the first part, so the first semester is 16 weeks.
Okay.
And we're on the fourth week, right?
4th week. Okay. What are you trying to do from week 5 all the way to 16? You got 12 weeks.
We've started working on it already, so for now, our main focus is finishing our chapter 1 our pieces. So we've started on our pieces for the semester. So yeah, part 1 is chapter 1.
Okay. How is chapter 1 coming? Any help of AI?
Yeah. Even if I am able to find information online, I would need help. Like, let's say I would not be able to use the right keywords precisely like for what I want. So I would ask